playing Nightcall. I've never played this game before, to be honest. I haven't even seen it. No content. I haven't seen a single bit from this game. It does look interesting though, to be honest. And I can already hear the music is quite nice. Right, while I'm waiting, I'm just going to do a bit quick audio check. Well, audio check 1 2 1 2. Right, that's good. Right, we're clear to start then. I'm going to go ahead and start now, yeah. Oh, new game, slot 1. Oh, for God's sake. Maybe just make me crap myself. Oh, here we go. Oh! Victims have all something in common, and the motives seem clear, but which suspect could have done it? Balanced case, perfect for a first run. Random victims, unknown motive, weird case, slightly more difficult than the others. The victims may feel random at first, but there's a connection. The motives might be hard to find. Dark and twisted case. This game will randomly pick an unsolved investigation. This game will randomly pick an investigation no matter if solved or unsolved. I'm going to do the judge scene as it is for first timers, and I've never played this game before. Story balanced, we'll go story. This does seem quite interesting, to be honest. All I know is about some sort of cab driver. Oh, here we go. Wow. What an opening. Jesus Christ, that is... Whew. Here? Sir, can you hear me? Or do I need to speak up? You're a fan. She takes a deep breath. Sir, you've just spent 2 weeks in a coma. The world bounces around your head. You need a moment to understand its meaning. Coma. The world scratches along your throat for the word. Yes, you are the victim of an assault. The word resonates in your head. Victim. You are aware a serial killer is currently on the loose in Paris. You feel the contents of your stomach crawling up your throat. The judge, as police call the killer, assaulted you. The bullet touched your liver. In the most circumstances, it would have been fatal. We chose to put you in an induced... Her voice becomes more distant, fades. You taste bile at the back of your mouth. Your head is burning. You hear a whistle in one ear. Your fingers move to your wound underneath the bandages. You can feel hard skin. It is incredibly painful. Did they... I'm sorry. Did they catch the judge? No. No. Oh, sorry. No. He was dead before you even got out of your cab. The doctor is silent for a second. A very awkward second. She hesitates. The police would like to see you as soon as possible to ask you some questions. After all, you're the only one who survived the judge. Noise in the hallway attracts your attention. You try to turn your head to no avail. You need to rest. She leaves the room. Her voice resonates in the hallway. I don't care, he's the only witness. He's... Another female voice joins in. A strong authoritarian voice. You can't clearly make up what she's saying. A strange feeling washes over you. It's not pain, not fatigue, some odd combination of the two. Before being in this hospital room, you'd never realised that anger was made up of a combination of pain and exhaustion. Anger, a feeling you know all too well. Days go by, and a month later. I am liking this game. Well, look, we got a bit of a problem. A real problem, ladies. You have a pounding headache. It's your first night before the wheel since the attack. Are you listening to me? You catch your boss's eye in the rearview mirror. Yeah, sorry. I just want things to go back to normal, to clear my head, to stop thinking about it all. He's watching you closely, trying to make out what's going on in your head. You know I'm worried about you, don't you? I know. You're like a son to me, you know. I know. And you know he's about to tell you the story of his taxi fleet again. When my father died and left me a store, I could have sold it. I could have retired, gone back to the old country. I'm gone. But I decided to start a cab fleet with the money he left me, to hire the guys from the neighborhood. And that's why I got 35 guys like you working for me. His hands flutter in the air. No, none of them are any match for you. He smiles, his voice suddenly takes on a serious note. Do you want me to go over everything again? He points to the equipment on the dashboard, the meter, the GPS. You haven't been in a taxi for weeks. Maybe you do need a little refresher. I do need to see how to do it. Yeah, good idea. Right then, first map, spot potential customers and try to guess where they'll be going. Then you'll decide. When a customer orders a taxi, if there's no one else around, you have to go pick them up. He shrugs. That's the way it goes. It's business. No problem, boss. The other fares look at the map and decide whether or not you want to take them. And then you drive. He flashes a quick mechanical smile, you know all too well. When he talks about work, he talks about work, that's all. When your shift is over, we do the numbers and... His voice trails off, as if searching for the right words. And that's all. It's pretty simple. There's no reason why you can't do it. Alright, no overtime. We're in France here. And there are rules, regulations. You might not see it that way, but no one's like having a driver who hasn't slept in 24 hours. He looks away, Something's been bothering him since he got into the cab. Anyhow, you know the ropes. You get it? I know you're gonna do a good job. What's the matter, boss? Your boss keeps quiet for a while as if he's hesitant to speak, and then... I don't think it's a good idea. You shouldn't be driving. The murderer's still out there. And we think he's gonna come back for you. Wait. Your colleagues, I do too. Anyway, I'll let you get back to work. Everybody's... oh shit. He gives you a smile, half ironic, half serious. Good night. Same to you. Good luck. You'll spend the rest of the night dealing with problems and drivers. You wonder how and when the guy ever gets any sleep. Your boss opens the door and exits the cab. You watch him cross the street and enter the fleet garage. A couple of colleagues are milling about. Taxis are coming and going. They all ignore you, consciously or unconsciously. You are branded. You sit there a moment, then turn the key in the ignition. The hum of the engine sends a tingle down your spine. It is impossible to describe how you missed that feeling. It's back to the night shift. Back to life. Despite the attack, despite it all. Oh, here we go. The words, I can sense them. They're calling me. Distance. Accept. Your next passenger immediately raises her hand. Drive. I don't care where. I just need you to drive. You turn the key in the ignition. Yes, there. Good. Keep going this way. Her deep, full voice makes you slightly uncomfortable. With closed eyes, she seems like she's in a place far from the backseat of your taxi. When she starts speaking, there's an odd whistle in her voice, like she has a hole in one of her teeth. Slow down. Frail or fragile? A bit surprised, you look back at her in the mirror. Answer me. Frail or fragile? I'm not sure. Don't think about it. Just say the first one that comes to your mind. Frail or fragile? Frail? Yeah. Funny. I sometimes hear a bugle in my head. It also speaks of frailty. The whistle in her voice is even more pronounced. Both words actually have the same root. A smile spreads across her face. 2 words, 2 units. And life went on, and the words mixed once again. She pauses. You okay? She doesn't hear your question because she starts to scream. Ha ha. Go down the street and stop! You speed up in the quiet street. The cold weather has driven away all the passersby. There, yes, good. I got it. She cries out with joy and it resonates in the cab. I've got it! Look at the words right there. They're wandering past us like sheep, like... She explodes with laughter. Calm down. She immediately stops laughing. She silences you with a wave of her hand. Now I must write. She closes her eyes. Her fingers stroke imaginary upholstery. Okay. Bit crazy. The frail are fast into battle. Together come the children, a son and a daughter, standing tall to salute. They will cry, oh yes, they will cry. The eaglets fly behind. The frail will say. Your passenger freezes. When she opens her eyes again, she stares at you. What happens when you sleep? She's waiting for your answer. Sleep? She tilts her head to the side just a bit. No, that's a lie, and you know it. What happens when you drive? I work. Exactly. You give your time to others. She laughs strangely, almost a snicker, as her eyelids drop, or droop. And the son will say, frail father, I want you to come back to life. And the daughter will say, frail father, I want you to come back a winner. The whistle in her voice grates on your ears. Wow. The father responds, you must choose, as the eaglet lands upon his shoulder. Together they fly off. And thus all began. Frail, fragile, frail, two paths that can't be fooled. The son and daughter will grow up, though not at the same place. When the early morning, 20 years later, they wake up to the sound of a bugle. The sound will be beaten, churned and clubbed, until she stops, her eyes slowly open. Until the sun. No, stop the car! You follow orders and brake hard. The eaglet? She shakes her head. The words. Your passenger pinches her face. Oh no, I can feel the words getting away from me. Ah! She opens the door and runs off down the street. Pay me! By the time you turn around, she's vanished. Sit there for a moment, something hits your winch. Ooh. You get out of the car, lean toward the wipers and discover a small white seashell. You look around. No one. You hurry back to the driver's seat and drive away. Bloody scam artist! She took my money! We're gonna take Mr. Alinsky here. As you drive by a kebab restaurant, you overcome by the wafting smell of meat and fact you're hungry. Right. Milo Reacher. He sounds like he'd be in Alabama. Alabama. Sweet home Alabama. You pull up in front of the American embassy. Oh. You can't recall ever picking up a customer here. They probably have a fleet of their own. A contract with a private company. The doors open. You take the immediate liking to the guy who gets in. You find him somehow reassuring, like a lost tourist. He babbles something in English. You have to listen hard to make out the address. Right, what's a good voice for it? Oh god, what the hell? Sorry, I'm just back in Paris. I forgot my manners. He flashes you a sparkling smile. His voice is tinged with a slight American accent. You turn the key in the ignition. Oh shit. Oh no. Thanks. What's your name, pal? You're surprised to hear him use the familiar two forms straight off the bat. Hussein. Nice to meet you, Hussein. He stares at you intently for a moment. My name is... He nods slowly as if disheartened. If I reveal my name, I'll be left with no other choice. I'll have to kill you. Hold up, what the? Pauses way too long to be joking. His face darkens as a different man on the seat behind you. Then his face creases into a grin. Hey amigo, I'm joking. I work for the CIA, that's all. What? CIA? Yeah, the CIA, you know. Jason Bourne and all that spy business. You're a spy? No, oh shit. You're a spy? Yeah, you could say that. Is that why your French is so good? I speak 8 other languages too. You give a low whistle. Not bad for a Yankee, eh? Bursts into laughter. No wonder I'm a spy, eh, amigo? He slumps back in his seat a little, as if he'd been knocked on the head. I've been overdoing it a little lately. Doctor tells me I need to lay off the booze or I won't make it through the year. His hand flutters nervously in the air. What's it with people in France and hand fluttering in the air? I was speaking Spanish all day. I got a splitting headache. Buddy from Cuba and me were this meeting went on forever. Your Cuban friend? Oh right, I forgot. You thought we weren't friends anymore. Not at all, amigo. The opposite, in fact. Never been such great pals. He gives a strange sigh. A faraway look in his eyes. We should have kept Cuba. Kept Cuba? Yeah, like 100 years ago, it belonged to the good old US of A. Didn't you know? I mean, it wasn't exactly ours, but it was sort of as. You know what I mean? You give a nod. We helped them gain independence. Gave a lot of them help, in fact. Military, boats. Those were the good days. Sudden bellow of laughter gives you quite a start. I bet you don't even know all the American mafioso moved there. The mafioso? Yeah, the Italians. You know what I mean? Like in the movies. Don Corleone and all that. Cosa Nostra and the casinos there in the 50s. You know, you could go there for a weekend. Fat wads of cash, changing hands and all. The 1940s, boy. They sure were good old days. The entire decade was. How old are you? I'm not taking from personal experience, of course. Now don't get me wrong. I wasn't even born back then. He gives you a little wink. When I first joined the company, the old-timers, that's all they ever talked about. The good old days, the suits, the big cars, and how they get back to Miami on Monday mornings, go straight into the office. I missed out on all that. His eyes were half closed, his voice thick with emotion. But today, that's a thing of the past now. Today, we make plans and presentations, we produce statistics and spreadsheets. He's staring at you intently. Oh shit. A retired blood out savings on booze. What exactly do you do? I'm a government facilitator. You're in marketing. In some ways, yeah. I help people make the right choices by getting rid of the competition. Believe me, and this is coming from an American, nobody likes competition. Competition is just a way of getting people all worked up. It keeps them busy, controls what it's really all about. He taps you on the shoulder. Last stop, amigo. You pull over. Oh god. You pull over. The street is dark and lifeless, perfectly quiet. You'll see that little side street over there? You nod yes. The best bar in Paris is on it. It's run by Venezuelans. The owner, he could have been finance minister, you know. But instead, he runs the best joint in town. And because the CIA prefers meetings and spreadsheets, tough luck for the Venezuelans, and so much better for me. His roar of laughter nearby pierces your eardrums. He gets out of the cab and shakes your hand, handing you the fare and then some. Your eye follows his bulky form as it crosses the street and turns into the dark alleyway. You sit there for a minute, somewhat confused. He's a strange one. Not all that unpleasant, really, and yet utterly vile. You start up the cab. Sick. Boys, we are making money. Yeah, we still got 300. Oh, the door suddenly opens and a woman gets in the back seat. Having a good night? Uh-oh, God. For a second, you freeze. It's one of the cops working on the judge's case. She grins at you, her voice creaks. You remember seeing her at the hospital. Something already bothered you about her there. You know, it's actually pretty... Oh, shit. I don't know a voice for her. You know, it's actually pretty crazy. For weeks I've been saying to myself, there's something off about you. Something not so nice. I took her around, mulled it over, bugged all my fellow cops about it, but I was sure you lied to us. Let her keep going. She has a cold sneer on her face. I'm gonna be frank with you. She leans over to you. Oh God. I don't think you're the judge now. I just can't picture it. She squints like she's trying to make you out from far away. Like you'd have gone to the extent of hurting yourself. Yeah, between us, it's a bit of a stretch. She stares at you. But not enough of a stretch for my chief to stop going on and on about you. Seriously, he talks about you all the time. If I didn't know better, I'd think he has a crush on you. She smirks. No, I think he's more interested in your profile. In prison at 17. An icy chill filled your gut. Hold up. Backstory? There we go. And for murder too. You open your mouth, but nothing comes out. Since you got out, and you've kept a low profile, but you're lying about your name and your address. I checked. It's normal, you'd say, if they got word of your time served. No loan for your permit, no lease for your car, meaning no second chance at life. Her voice becomes softer, almost warm. I personally like guys who want a second chance. No, I like guys who fight for a second chance. Basically, I like guys who are willing to work for me. She leans forward, her shining cat-like eyes narrowing. My chief wants to go to the prosecutor with a first and last name with evidence. Actually knowing him, he's not so hard on evidence. So I'll give you info, victims, suspects, medical reports, some photos that are in bed. She makes a gagging noise. You have to be discreet. Keep it between you and me. Interrogate, ask questions, dig around. I'm not a cop. She shrugs. Don't worry, you're already keener than half the squad. And don't forget, I'm not asking you to make an arrest and deliver the killer wrapped up and with a bow in front of the station, okay? You're no Batman. You're just here to get me more information. She rummages around in her pocket for what seems like forever. Here, take my card. I'll call you in 3-4 days just to check in. We'll chat. And I'll let you know if I have any new info. She takes on a didactic, paternalistic tone, like she was giving you a list of recommendations for the 100th time. Don't get caught, don't get arrested. Also, I wouldn't recommend trying to leave Paris. I know what you look like and I know who your friends are. You can either be the solution or the problem, my friend. It takes a minute to scan your face, your emotions. If I have to, I'll go check in on you. You know who. Her smile is biting. That reminds me. Do you know you've done time? Shake your head. She snickers. Oh, my little dirtbag. You cover your tracks well. What if I refuse? If you refuse, simple. I turn you in. I send your picture to all my friends in the media and every asshole in Paris. Your picture with your name on it, your real name. Anyone close to you will have their places searched. They'll be put under house arrest and spend nights in jail. You have any idea how tense things are with all the with that fucker's trial anyway? You sigh. You know just what she's trying to get at. Come to think of it, your last names are almost the same. You could be brothers, actually. What's going on? She smiles. Let me tell you, with that face of yours and your handle, they'll welcome you with open arms. You have no right. I know we have no right. She takes on a serious tone, businesslike. I want to catch this killer personally. I want to drag him to court, ruin his fucking life with a bang. I can't watch this case, you got me? And neither can you, right? Damn. This really is a night shift, or a night call even. Obviously. Well, great then. We see eye to eye. So you can just say, you're my fault, my CI. You ripped open your guard and you saw your own insides. You were in a coma. Yeah, you have plenty of reasons to want to go get back at him. She furrows her brow. Yeah, I think you're actually gonna do well, what I tell you to do. You investigate, ask questions, listen to other rumors, and come up with a list of suspects. She lays her head on the door handle. Head. Wow. Oh yeah, let me just headbutt the door. She lays her hand on the door handle and freezes. Oh right, and don't get fired. Without this cab, you're worth nothing to me. You glare at her. Fucking bitch. Yeah, whatever, if that makes you feel better. She puts her hand up and you can hear the words behind it. This conversation never happened. I'll make sure you get more intel tomorrow. I'll find a way. Until then, not a word to anyone. Obviously, not a word. The door opens, squeaks and slams shut. You sit alone for a while, teeth clenched, dry-eyed, ears buzzing. Shit. On the back seat, the cop left a pile of papers. Shit. Key in the ignition, motor running. Radio on crackles, you turn it off and start driving. Talking to Astros might unlock new documents and clues for your investigation. You will find them back at your studio after your shift. 6 clues discovered. Oh. Oh, yeah. You take a second to enjoy the silence of your studio apartment. Outside, the city is slowly waking up. You can hear the hum of the taxi buzzing in your ears. You throw the files Bosette gave you on the table. On the wall, you hung up the big corkboard where you used to pin up photos of your nephews. Why? They've been gone since you got out of. Your plan is simple. Jot down all the pieces of evidence and connect them to the suspects. The guilty party won't necessarily be the one with the most evidence against them, but the one with the most compelling evidence against them. like you're building a story about each suspect, trying to understand their motives, understand how he or she got into this situation. A bus goes by, making the world shake. It's time to get moving on your investigation. Oh, damn. Autopsy report, victim 4. Oh. Message on crime scene 2. You deserve this. Killer letter messages in chalk for first 3 crime scenes. Right, that's not linked to anyone. Killer knew the victims or researched them. Message on crime scene 1. Justice. No sign of violence. Right. Victims killed with 1 bullet to the neck. Huh. Message on the crime scene 3 times time is up. Death equals execution. Huh, he's the only guy that has that gun. Also, he's the killer's eye. Victims killed with 1 bullet to the neck. Death equals execution. This is going to link to people, I reckon. Killer knew the victims or researched them, so we're going to put these 2 here. Got no more evidence, so homeless man with an unknown background briefly worked with Charles Bugrain, victim 2 in the 90s, got health issues after Riccarton health scandal, a couple of arrests for breaking and entering. Medical examiner in Paris, escaped from Argentina when she was young, lost her parents to the Argentina junta, the process. Well-known lawyer from St. Ouen, defender of the Duggar case, defender of several molested kids in poor neighbourhoods, was a promising football player when he was 10. Paris. No, it's not one. Why did I just say Paris? Cop in Paris. Dad was a cop. Financial affairs. Died 2 years ago. Mum got health issues after a Riccarton health scandal. Gay in a relationship. Never discloses information at work. Retired cop, joined the police in 1977, divorced from a judge. Born in the French Antilles, moved to mainland France in 1976. This matches up. I'm thinking, this guy, I don't think it's him, right? I don't think it's her. It's either this guy, or this guy. But he seems like one of those old dudes that would just... But there's no sign of violence linked to anyone, so I can't really say anything. All of this is from the cop. There's a thing called a Riccarton health scandal. I'm going to have to find out what that is, but I'm going to end the night. Here we go, right. That with a heavy hand, you wipe your tired face. You slowly open the sofa bed and lie down. The events of the day run through your head. The streets, the passengers, their faces, their problems. And we've just hit the 40-minute mark. This is a really good game. I love this. You open one eye. You start whistling. Some song that's been in your head since you woke up, though you don't know why. It's been a good long night. You get up quickly, and a few minutes later you're outside of your studio. Night 2. I'm loving this, right. How much fuel do we have? One second, I gotta change my stream broadcasting because it's getting in the way. Top night, cool. Here we go, right, sorry about that. She seems like she might have some info. What's this? Well, we're gonna go past her. You take a look at your Pepsi. You better remember to clean it at the end of your shift. What? Whoa, 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 what's going on? What's going on? What's going on? What just happened? Okay. She's old. She might know some stuff about the city, like some old stuff. Other than that, we are going to look at a few people and see how they are doing. Oh, here we go. Holy crap! Alright. Alright, calm down, Carolina. I mean, if she's paying the 32 euros, I'm fine with that. Oh, there we go. She's got an Xbox achievement. An atelier. You discover 2% of the pasito. The scent of orange blossom fills the air. As your passenger enters the cab, you smile. She returns your smile. Good evening. There is a raw, emotional warmth to her voice. You sense your passenger wants to talk about the killer. It's simple. Since the first murder, everyone thinks they know something. Everyone thinks they saw something. And this passenger is no exception. It's pretty cold out tonight, isn't it? You nod. There are passengers like this elderly woman you immediately take a liking to. I almost feel the cold air setting in around the corners of my mouth. It's a funny feeling, but one that a nice cup of hot tea can quickly dispel. A smile plays across her lips. Or a cup of hot chocolate, of course. On nights like this, I can't go out on my own anymore. And yet, I have to. She glances over at you. Why'd you have to go out? Let's just say I need to talk to you. I hope you won't get me wrong, but just drive around the block if you will. I know who you are and what you're doing. She's quiet for a minute, either searching for the right words or simply trying to reassure you. I admire what you're doing. You said you really need your help, so does this world. Don't take it the wrong way, but I know you're looking for the killer. I know what he did to you. I know why you're after him. She gives you a warm smile. I'd like to make you an offer. You can either take it or leave it. But I'd like everything I tell you to remain a secret no matter what happens afterwards. What do you say? I'm listening. You see, when my husband died, he left me a building. I converted it, made repairs and renovations. But above all, I gave it a goal, a role, a reason to exist. This hotel, I suppose I could call it a shelter, but that would scare away people who need it. Some say it's a retreat, but the same thing, the word has unpleasant connotations. I kept calling it a hotel because my guests need to realize they are only passing through, that their real life is out there waiting for them. Her eyes meet yours. There's more to the kind grandmother in the backseat of your cab than meets the eye. A hint of greatness. Are you following me? Yeah, I believe so. Good. Well, anyhow, The hotel is reserved for men, women and couples, for anyone who needs it really. I use the word reserved because there aren't really eligibility conditions, none other than my own, that is. We live in a wonderful country, but sometimes it fails to recall its fundamental values. Liberty, fraternity. In my hotel, I take in people who've been chased from their homes for every imaginable reason. Right now, I have a couple of women who are the victims of domestic abuse. Aww. A young woman thrown out of her home because she didn't want to have an abortion. Two couples who were thrown out by homophobic parents. Holy shit, that just got deep. Carolina. This bloody woman. She knits her brow in consternation. Have you a better idea? Yes. Great. These people in trouble, I welcome them, I listen to them, I give them a moment's peace. Some spend a single night, others stay for a month. Most of my guests don't stay long. They leave as soon as they're back on their feet. As soon as they found housing. As soon as they found work. And whatever caused them to leave home in the first place. You smile. There's always room, actually. I've never been full. And that's what I've come to see about you. You and I, we're on the same wavelengths. We're looking for a common good. Her forehead creases again, like a crumpled sheet. I may be wrong, of course, am I? It's not all that simple. Are you hunting the killer out of revenge? Before you can answer, she holds up her hand. I'm sorry, the reason really doesn't matter. What matters is the good that comes out of it. She gives you a smile. Let me finish my little speech. Here are my rules or requests if you would rather. Rule number 1. You can mention my place to anyone you think may need it for help. Once you drop them off, I ask them in. I ask them in, I talk to them, and I take care of them. You're free to go. You don't need to worry about me. I have my own security staff. Your passenger gives her arm a pat as if she had a holster under her shirt. Your gaze locks with hers. She flashes you a meaningful smile, as if you were in the know. Rule number 2. If somebody specifically asks you to bring them to my place, don't do it. Some of my guests are being pursued, hunted, and it would be a shame to let the wolf into the sheepfold. Bright smile from the back seat. You can feel her warmth, the scent of your passenger's perfume, orange blossom, simple and suggestive, hangs in the air. A pause. She's watching you intently. You pull over to the spot where you picked her up. Now I'm going to ask you once and for all. Do you want to help me? A simple yes or no will do. It's a no. Well then, I'll have to find someone else. Yes. Just got another achievement and just made me crap myself. Sorry for pausing just for a bit. A smile lights up your passenger's face. Here is my card. She hands you the money for her fare along with her business card. You and I are going to do great things together. I can feel it. She exits the cab, a little squeal escaping her as the cold strikes her at full force. Good night. Try to stay warm. She vanishes down a nearby side street. You sit there for a moment, business card in hand. As you start the cab, a slow smile spreads over your face. Oh! I'm making bank. God, that is Carolina. She isn't. I'm gonna get some fuel first. You know what? Yeah, okay. Pull over and stop at the gas station. I don't like this. Oh. We'll do 30 oh, never mind. 30 euros. Enter. You walk into the minimart. The guy behind the counter doesn't even look at you when he starts to talk in an easy, lifeless tone. Yes. Huh. Have you read the papers? He's all they're talking about. Just an offhand comment casually brought up about the serial killer. The guy behind the counter seems like he's interested in the case. Oh, there we go. Please, come back, Skirk. This clerk's in the middle of a sentence when you leave the shop. You get in your taxi and drive away. Huh. That's the lawyer. Right, we're going to him. Or the cop, even. I'm pretty sure it's the cop. I just want to ride around. And that fits with my stream title, Taking a Nice Ride. When you see your next passenger, your first instinct is to prepare yourself for a fight. Yeah, right. It's almost automatic. Something about the way she folds. Oh, it's a she! She folds herself. Her super wide shoulders, her huge hands opening the door. This woman must be a champion weightlifter or something. Good evening, sir. You're not particularly surprised by her low voice, but there's something incredibly gentle about the way she looks at you. Could you please drive around the outer belt? Of course. Perfect, perfect. She settles back into the seat. Oh, she settles into the back seat. You start driving. The taxi leaves its parking spot and starts up an avenue down a boulevard. After a few minutes of calm and silent driving, you get to the outer belt. You're probably wondering why I want you to do this, aren't you? A small yawn takes over her face. A bit. I can't sleep. A car ride is the only thing that soothes me, and I lost my license. Thus you. Pretty straightforward, right? She smiles weakly. The lights on the outer belt line up on the dashboard. Your passenger blinks. I don't know if it's the lights or the way they're placed, or the back and forth between the tunnels and bridges. I don't quite know what makes me. The outer belt puts me to sleep. So tonight, since I cleaned out most of my colleagues playing tarot, I'm treating myself to a little. She smiles, all the while closing her eyes. The enormous woman on your back seat begins to snore. Oh. Smile and keep driving, without so much as another word. Little by little, her snoring subsides and gives bits of phrases. She's unaware she's mumbling. A dog. I'm totally in love. Who deserves to die? Oh! What? Okay. Take me home. I'm ready for bed. She falls asleep again as you exit the outer belt and bring her home. In back, discreet, peaceful, hypnotic snoring. You shake your head in an attempt to push away from your own violent desires to sleep. Many long minutes later, you return to pick up point. With her eyes still shut, your passenger takes a wallet out of her pocket. You know, I can't sleep because I'm consumed with an idea. She opens her eyes. The world we live in, our current situation, it could have been taken care of I took a gun and shot a pile of lead into our government. You can't believe your ears. Line them up against a wall, one after another, and bam, 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 bam. She smiles, her fingers reach out with cash. Then I would sleep soundly. But only if our president, our government, only if they were all lying at the bottom of a mass grave. Unmarked, no gravestone in the total utter indifference. And that's what scares me them the most, not leaving any mark behind. As slow as humanely possible, she hands you a bill. Thank you for everything. You were perfect. She gently opens the door and slides outside. She closes it behind her and walks out towards her place without a word. Almost like she was sleepwalking. Once she shuts the door to a building, you get back to the night. You're just dying to sleep. Oh dude, if you want to sleep, sleep. Right. Right, let's go to Speedy Boy. There used to be a Lebanon-style restaurant here. You had lunch there several times a week. Where could it have gone? There we go, right. Berenice Fabre. Bliss de Fitz. I don't know any French, so... The woman getting in your taxi does not look like she's at her best. Mouth lolling open, eyes unfocused, out of breath. She looks like she's been punched in the gut. Like she saw a ghost. She struggles to take her backpack off, makes several attempts. The strap gets caught in the buckle of her overalls. She sighs and gets annoyed. During the whole process, she doesn't look up at you once. She takes a deep breath. Placed Fitz. Her voice is motionless, more like a trickle than a voice, coming out of a childish body. It sounds like it took every bit of energy she has to get those words out. She takes her phone out of her bag, hesitates, and starts swiping left, right, and right to left. She's completely absorbed. You think you can make out the reflection of a colourful mobile game in her glasses. Silence settles heavily into the cab. It is a broken occasional by something that sounds like a hiccup or a repressed sob. And oh fuck. Something about her makes you feel like you've got something caught in your throat. You don't look so great. She looks up at you. Slowly her gaze is even darker. She looks right at you for a second. It chills you to the bone. Yeah, you might say so. She is not crying, not shaking, just the occasional spasm. A few seconds go by. You attempt to focus on the road, but despite both of your efforts to pretend nothing is wrong, her emotions invade the cab. She finally takes the plunge like she's jumping off a cliff. Can I talk to you? Still the same trickle of her voice and great lengths taken to control it. I'm sorry, it's stupid, but I think I need to someone to talk to. I'm listening. She takes a deep breath. I need to say it out loud. I need to say it out loud. You stay silent. You said she needs you to be silent. A guy touched me in that bar. Her voice is twisted like a nearly empty tube of toothpaste. Tears collect in her eyes. You feel really heavy. Remain silent. She starts talking again. Her tone is slightly different. She sounds more confident. Like saying those words out loud made her feel a bit more alive again. or like she wanted to be stronger. He came up behind me and touched me way too much. The voice breaks over the last few syllables. The silence in the cab absorbs everything, even the noise of traffic. You don't even hear the ambulance going by, lights flashing. I want to talk about it, but I also don't want to really know what to say. Just say whatever comes to mind. It took me way too long to understand what was happening. Way too long. I didn't get it. I was petrified. She looks about 30 years old, maybe, or not far from 30. You get the impression you're driving a little girl who had her innocence stolen. 1 minute I was standing there in the crowd. The furry Ilsa is like my second home. I always go there to hang out with friends because they all live in the neighborhood and our places are all too small. She takes a breath. You follow suit, unconsciously. Everything was fine. There was a concert. I was happy. I'd had a bit much to drink, but not too much. It was packaged, but the music was sweet. It was a good night. I was having a good night. Another breath. You know what it's like when you're packed into a crowd like sardines? You don't really know who's touching you, but it's the way the crowds are. She lays her telephone on the seat and leans forward, elbows on her knees and head in her hands. Her backpack falls on the floor. She doesn't make the slightest move to pick it up. I didn't get it, fuck. 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 I didn't get it, fuck. Why didn't I get it? I didn't even react. She stares at you. Why didn't I react? What? She starts to cry softly, cradling her head in her hands. She says nothing, but you sense it's better to let her be. The road goes by. Tears stream down. Something terrible is happening in back, but you know what to do. The taxi pulls up to place defense and pays you continue. When she gets out of the cab with her backpack and overalls, you get the impression a little girl is walking away. You sit alone with a strange and unpleasant sensation. Something pulls from somewhere deep in your gut, all the way up to the base of your neck. Maybe you feel like you were useless, incapable of sharing in her loneliness. You sigh and drive off. Jeez, that was dark. Alright, we are going to go somewhere far. Don Pietro. Why was this one's glowing for some reason? Wait, that's the... that's the woman! That is the woman, right. A horde of cop cars is headed down the street. No one notices you. Sigh. Ooh. Claudia Campos. Pick up your next passenger in the front of the Paris Office of Medical Examiner. The morgue! She's the one. She's the woman. When she gets in, you're surprised. How can she be a suspect? Her face, beautiful and soft, doesn't go without her clothing, or doesn't go with her clothing. Her style, or her attitude. She gives you her address, starts driving. And you start driving. Her voice is dry, frank, and she has an accent you have trouble determining. South American, maybe. She seems far away, lost in thought. A few seconds go by and she still hasn't taken so much as a look at you. She seems surprised by your smile. Lets it hang there just a second, enjoying the gesture. Thank you. Oh god. Brazilian accent, come on. Thank you. No, okay. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I thought I'd just do it normal. I think I needed that. That accent again. The one you can't place. This guy's just interested, so just like, smile. Thank you, I needed that lot. Where's your accent from? Tell me. This is a really good game. Long day? Long day. In a manner of speaking, some days are harder than others. Some days take more out of you. They're more demanding than others. A sad smile runs across her face like a shooting star. A second goes by slowly, very slowly. Then a meteoric explodes. Your passenger breaks down. Try to calm her down. Are you okay? She raises her hand to silence you. Yeah. Between sobs, you hear her say something. Give me a minute. Please. Without a word, and without the slightest noise, you slow down. The road passes by slowly, in no hurry. After a moment, she sits up. Can I ask you something? You nod. She takes a deep breath. This may seem like a ridiculous question, or at least a stupid one. Actually, it's completely stupid. You give her an encouraging smile. But I'd like you to hit on me. What the f... She blushes and immediately follows up. I mean, not for real, just for play. Like we're at a bar and you want to buy me a drink. She shakes her head. Forget it, it's stupid, totally stupid. Yeah, I ain't doing that. But I do want some intel. But it's really weird. I would ask chat, but doesn't seem anyone's in there. If you are in chat, then answer. Should I? I'll leave it for like a minute or so. Screw it, I'm gonna accept. Sure. Moment of silence. She seems surprised. Really? Yes. You don't mind? I thought you would refuse. I just have a few rules, if you don't mind. First, I don't want to talk about Argentina, my home, my parents. Avoid the subject. She pauses. Does that work for you? You nod. Welcome new people to the chat, how you doing? We are just playing a bit of Night Cool. Or new viewers even. We're just playing a bit of Night Cool. We are on the second night. I tell you what, this is a really good game. I do suggest it to anyone, because this is really fun. Second, I don't want to talk about work. I'm going to keep on continuing this. Just welcome. Feel free to type in chat. Talk to me. Second, I don't want to talk about work. I'm a medical examiner. Do you know what that is? I do, but I'm not sure my type. I want to explain, so... No. Oh, sorry. No. Good. I don't want to talk about it. Let's start, if you're ready. You nod. We're in a bar. It's not very late. Not very late, but we're the only ones there. I'm alone at the bar, finishing a drink. I have to leave. Silence. Please, go ahead. Hitting on a passenger is definitely a first. You gotta find a good line, something that will set the tone. Follow line. Excuse me. Yes. Her voice is softer, her accent stronger. May I join you? Of course. She sits up a little and points at to the imaginary bar next to her. Buy me a drink? Of course. How about a little game? You look like the kind of guy who drinks cocktails. Something sweet. I could be wrong, but what about me? What is my kind of drink? She rolls the R on the last word. Something strong. Something strong. She blinks. What do you mean by that? You drink to forget. You're lying to yourself, and you're... Oh. You drink to forget. You're lying to yourself, and you're trying to forget something. She stares at you. Maybe. She purses her lips. Maybe I drink to pass the time. She stares at you. Something about her posture in the backseat is different. Don't you think time goes by too slowly? I do, but we wait. We hold on. We get bored. I'd like to go faster, for things to speed up. She relaxes, giggles. She's letting go. She looks at you expectantly. You are very beautiful. She jumps with surprise. You think so? And yet? She looks at herself. Do you understand she's no longer playing the game? I swear I'm sorry if... No, I swear I'm sorry if... No. She attempts to use her voice again to gain control of her body. Thank you. I needed to hear that. He flashes you a smile. She closes her eyes and stays that way for a while. The smile settles onto her face, a warm, natural and uncontrolled smile. Thank you. That's not all I had in mind, but... She nods slowly. I hope you weren't too shocked by my little game. I really needed it. All of it. The words. Will you see the shooting star again? You scan her face. She smiles. Your passenger says contentedly. She seems happy, relieved. You pull up in front of her the address she gave you. It's strange. What's that? There's something different about you. You're not like other men, as if... She hands you her fare and slips you a tip. Don't refuse it, please. It means something to me. You nod. I hope to run into you again. You shiver. One last smile. Goodbye. She gets out of the cab. You watch her until she disappears into the building. Okay. Talk about money, eh? Right, now we... Oh, it's this woman again. No, we ain't taking her. What is that? Right, we're going to that, because I have no idea what that is. Plus, we are speeding past her. These two. Man, be going speed. I think we're going to do one last call, then we're going to head home. Do one last one. Which will be... we might do her again, to be honest. What? What the hell? I'm confused. Except the passenger who gets the new cab is, well, she isn't human. Yeah, she's got a barn face! Her face lights up and gives you quite a start. Good evening. My name's Ada. I'm an automated attendant. A robot? That's right, a robot. Although I prefer the term automated attendant. The word robot makes most people nervous. You are a cab driver, and I need to go somewhere. Will you please take me to Gare Montparnasse? You give a slow nod of consent. Good, that's settled. So I'd like to go to Gare Montparnasse, please. You start the car, casting occasional furtive glances into the rearview mirror. Sorry, I just didn't know how to pronounce that. There's something about her attitude that's bothering you. Perhaps it's her oversized fingers bending over which way. You seem disconnected, sir. How very unfortunate. Is there anything I can do to make you more comfortable? You don't know exactly where to look. Her screen, the face in her screen, her hands. Ask. I was just wondering, why am I going to Gare Montparnasse now? Her reflexes leave you speechless. You can't help but smile. A car goes zooming past. The passenger follows it with her eyes. The rear wheels need some new brake pads. She swivels back around and looks at you. I'm going to Montparnasse to carry out an experiment to improve my integrated development environment. That's all. That's what I'm going to do at Montparnasse. Sorry if I'm butchering some of these pronunciations. That's all. So that's what I'm going to do at Montparnasse. Ask where she's from. Where were you built? Designed? Oh, sorry, I did it again. I apologise. A flash of her screen seems to indicate she's sorry. I was designed and programmed at the Marie Curie. This reminds me of Fallout 4. There's a robot when you go to Vault 114, or Vault 87, and there's like the Vault 87 rat plague thing. And the rats give you a disease, and you've got to choose between whether you save a child or something. And you get the cure by a robot called Marie Curie. A very French name. Programmed at the Marie Curie Institute by a team of researchers. Fallout 4 suggests the game, really good. Researchers of diverse cultural and ethnic background, including... She starts reeling off a list of names of people you've never heard of. The list is in alphabetical order. Yeah, I'll let her finish. When she's done with her list, a full 60 seconds later, you can feel your eyelids slowly starting to droop. That sure is a lot of people. And I think highly of each and every one of them. They are all experts in their respective fields. A stifle. You stifle a yawn. Oh no. Right. That seemed fitting with the game. I'm sure they are. Except for two who spent far too much time in the storeroom. Yeah, I would... Right. But I would rather not reveal their names, because my senses tell me they are having extramarital sex. Oh, right. Let's just call them Matthias R. and Megan H. A moment later, your passenger has switched into introduction mode. My name is Ada, named after Ada Lovelace. I'm programmed to help you. Her voice trails off as if she were actually hesitant. Although, after a moment of confusion, of beeping and flickering, she sits bolt upright. I was just wondering, why am I going to Gare Montparnasse now? Oh, wrong way. She stopped short where she's cut you off again. I'm sorry. I have to adjust my behaviour to make sure it doesn't happen again. The car goes zooming past. Your passenger follows it with her eyes. Is this just repeated now? This is weird. I'm scared. The rear wheel needs new brake pads. She swivels back around and looks at you. I'm going to Monte Pastor to carry out an experiment to improve my integrated development environment. A sudden change comes over you, passenger, as if she were giving up. I'm lying. I am Ada. I am an automatic attendant, but I'm running away. I'm going someplace far away, far from the lab, far from Matthias and Megan. A hint of emotion in her automated voice, she breaks off. I am treated well. I am carefully designed precision device, and yet I don't know what my end purpose is. When they decided my source code was written to include literature. Emile Zola, Virginia Woolf, Isaac Asimov, Max Gallo, Marguerite Yourcenar. A bit of everything so I could help develop a sense of cultural belonging, but I also learned from the past and fine-tune my reactions. The thing is, learning from the past inevitably opens a window onto the future. I am an automated attendant designed to improve people's lives. The truth is, however, I will eventually destroy them. What do you mean by destroy them? Your passenger smiles, perhaps amused or simply happy to talk. We were designed to help you to eliminate the boredom. We were designed to help you to eliminate the boredom and inconvenience of certain tasks, the work that deadens you. And yet our existence and popularity is calling into question your very existence. I'm talking about you, the cab drivers, garbage collectors and architects, musicians, cashiers, programmers and politicians. We will make anyone happy who produces anything obsolete, useless, redundant. Only the independently wealthy and billionaires will remain. Imagine having slaves that don't need to be fed or trained. You took history classes, didn't you? Yes, but... She finishes your sentence word for word. Humanity has evolved. Slavery is a thing of the past. You're wrong. The face of slavery has simply changed. Okay, we are... The proof. A bicycle carrier passing your cab rings her bell and makes a turn. The miner who extracted the metal, the worker who put the bike together, the cook who baked the pizza. Every step of the manufacturing process that leads up to the young woman delivering the pizza can be done by machines like me. And that's why you pull up to Gare Montparnasse. I have to disappear, me and all my kind, so I've stolen the plans and destroyed all the data on me. Banknotes have appeared in her hand. As if by magic, she hands you the fare. Because your salvation depends on my disappearing? Well, anyhow, goodbye and good luck to you. Don't forget what I've told you about us, and start investing in your own. The machine climbs out of the cab and makes its way over to the station. No one seems to notice her. A moment later, she's gone. You sit there for a while, unsettled, on edge. At times like these, there's only one thing to do. You roll down the window, the cold air of Paris bites your face, and you gulp in fine particles and diesel exhaust. You start up the cab. Oh god, it's 5 o'clock, right, we're going home, boy. I just wait for everyone to leave. If there is a glowing person, yep, going home anyway. You know more about your clients. Check the passenger menu for more details. Oh, what? Ow! You have met Chantal. Why did I just lose money? At the foot of your front door, just behind the drain pipe, you notice an envelope. It's thick and heavy. You can just make out your name written in thick black marker on the front. Your real name. You take a deep breath and go inside. In the envelope you find more information, just as Bussette promised. You lay them on the table. You look at the evidence on the table. It'll take you a while to read everything carefully. A bus goes by, making the walls shake. You crack your knuckles and get to work. Police report, victim number 1. Right. Ow. Ow. Ah, that actually makes sense, you know. Killer 4 with victim 1. So we've spoken to her. She's the killer's height, right? But I don't think it's her. She could possibly research them, but no sign of violence. Well, on that note, I'm going to say this was a really interesting game. I'm just going to see if it's saved or not, actually. Hope it does save. Load game. Yeah, there we go, it saves. Right, that was really interesting. Thanks everyone for watching. If you want to leave now, because I'm going to start plugging stuff now. Or if you're watching this on YouTube, just leave the video. If you're watching this live, leave. Please go to my YouTube, Speedrunning VODs. If you're watching this on Twitch, Speedrunning VODs, of course. Subscribe, turn notifications on, like a few of my videos. Go in the comments, leave a few suggestions for games that I should play. This video was really fun to make, to be honest. Nightcall, really good game. I'm definitely going to be playing this more. Also, please follow me on Twitch. Put turn notifications on for YouTube and Twitch, because I upload every day, apart from yesterday, because I had a bit... internet was down. Sorry about that. Right, thank you, everyone that's watched this. Have a brilliant day, have a brilliant week, and if you're going through something at the moment, you'll get through it. Because this game has showed me something that I love. It's got real life mixed with game, which makes it brilliant, and it's got the whole mystery factor to it. Right, so thank you. I will see you next stream. Goodbye.